Today is one of my most favorite topics. It's a topic that comes up inside my trainings, inside my workshops, inside my masterminds, inside my one-on-ones all the time, and also inside my personal business. Because higher level self, it's just this, it's a way of being. That's what I want you to know. And so first, let me tell you what I mean. For those of you, you guys, have you, hands up if you've done a higher level self training with me. And let me know kind of what you've taken from it. Let me know what you want to learn more about today, and let's do this together. So what is your higher level self? Your higher level self is you, but the next level you. So she's who you are basically want to grow into. She has different habits. She has different routines. She shows up in a different way. She has a different lifestyle. Like, she is who you want to, like, I want to grow. When I want to grow up, I want to be this person. This is who it is. And it's interesting because there are several different tiers inside of your higher level self. So there's the next level you, there's the next one up there, there's who you aspire to be when you grow older, when you step into that next level of you. And it's so incredibly powerful, because when we can start to step into her shoes, what I want you to know is that you are going to become her quicker. And what I want you to shed today is the limitations on who she is. So a lot of the times when we start to think about where we're going in life, where we're going into business, we are very practical about it, right? We're like, okay, well, this is where I am right now. The next logical step would be this. But you guys, we are not logical human beings. We are here to be more than average. We're here to be greater than great. And we are here to make quantum leaps. And personally, again, guys, I have been like a goal setter where I just kind of took the stepping stone and the staircase for many, many years. But when I stopped doing the staircase, and when I started to believe deeper and step into my higher level self and really start to emulate her, I started to realize that the only boundaries, the only parameters we have on ourselves are the ones we put there, right? The universe is not putting those parameters on us. We are doing it. And then what we're doing is we're like, okay, if this is the next logical step, what do I need to get there? What do I need to do? And then that's what we do. Well, what if you shed the next logical step and you ask yourself, who do I truly want to be at the core? And so I would encourage you to take out a piece of paper right now and let's do a little bit of a brainstorm. Let's shed our glass ceilings. Let's take away all of the fears and the limiting beliefs that live inside of us. And let's ask ourselves, in our core, in our soul, who do we want to be, right? Who do we want to be? What qualities do we want to have? What income do we want to have? What do we want to be doing on a daily basis? Who are you meant to be? Lisa says, yes, this topic gets me fired up. Me too. This is literally my passion project, is to make sure that every single one of my clients is stepping into her higher level self every day. And when she reaches that level, she knows that there's that next level, higher level self just waiting for her to step into that role as well. Emily says, I describe my higher level self as the person I want to become. She is brave and compassionate and a great friend. She is my coach and guide through my life, not just my business. And here's the thing, Emily, my guess is that you are already so many of those things. You're already brave. You're already compassionate. You're already an incredible friend. So what other qualities does your higher level self have? What kind of business, you guys, is your higher level self leading, right? I did an Instagram post yesterday, and it was all about how we can never outperform our own expectations on ourselves. And I need you to sit with this and really think that statement through. You can never outperform your own expectations of yourself, right? Isn't that huge? Why is it that we can believe in other women, that we can root in other women, that we can see the possibilities for other women, but we put limitations and we put parameters around our own selves and what we are building? At the end of the day, I believe in every single one of you. But you want to know who I believe in the most? Me. Because I'm the only person whose decisions and choices and actions I control. So at the end of the day, I believe in me wholeheartedly. This wasn't always the case though. This has taken growth. This has taken work. This has taken confidence and proof and clarity. Yeah, Tracy says, why do we do that? Why do we do that? Right? I think why we do that, if we were to really get down to the core, is fear. The fear of believing in ourselves. And I think at the end of the day, sometimes we're more afraid of success than we are of failure. Because failure, yes, we're afraid of failure. And I don't actually know if we're afraid of failure. I think we're afraid of other people's judgments around our failure. Does that make sense? We're afraid if we take this leap, if we say, this is what I want, this is who I want to be, this is the kind of business that I want to run, XYZ, then other people, if we don't necessarily hit it, if we don't crush it as quickly as we think we should, then other people are going to judge us. But here's the honest to God truth. They are not going to judge you because they are so busy wrapped up judging themselves, right? Worrying about themselves, busy inside of their own lives. And there's nothing really wrong with that, but we need to stop pretending that the entire universe has their eyes on us, right? Actually, the universe does have their eyes on us, but I mean all the people in the world. Crystal says, I'm working on that belief system that's rooted from a young age, not feeling good enough, feeling shame, and feeling judgment. And that's the truth. All of these stories, all of these limitations, they're deep rooted, they're conditioned from when we were younger. But we need to heal these things in order to move on from them, in order to blow our own minds. And that's actually what we're going to be doing inside the shift next week. Is a big chunk of it is going to be really learning who our higher level self is, but then it's going to be looking at those limitations, looking at those belief systems and healing all of that so that we can move forward, so that we can go on to actually be that next level self. So I want you to do a little bit of a brain dump and really ask yourself, who is your next level self? Who is she? I know who she is as a human, but let's have some hard, concrete facts here. Does she work her business part-time? Does she work it full-time? Does she make 6 figures? Does she, at one point, my next level self, my higher level self, put her kids on and off the bus every single day. And that was something that I, in my soul, in my gut, in my heart, really knew I wanted for my life. And I had no idea when I started wanting that. I had no idea how I was going to get there. I was a full-time teacher. I commuted an hour to and from work. We lived in the country, so my kids are bused very early and come home pretty early too. It was just not something that was feasible. And I don't need you to know the how. I just need you to know what you want so that you can start stepping into her shoes. And my friends, I hope she has really, really pretty shoes. Ginger says, 6-figure leader in my business, full-time, empowering other women to attain the same thing. Fearless, confident, so healthy, a runner with amazing time management, time to hang out with my fam and my gal pals, with a hot tub in the backyard, right? The clearer we can paint this picture, the more we can really get inside her mind and we can learn who she is, the easier it's going to be to become her. And here's the little magical thing about all that. You are her, right? The simple fact that this dream is in your heart means that it's made for you. And the only thing that's going to stop you from having it is fear, right? Is holding back, is just putting a ceiling on yourself that you don't deserve to have. You really don't. You deserve the world, and the world deserves you at your highest self. think about, a lot of you are talking about the way that your higher level self will impact other women. Well, what if you flip that coin and you look at the disservice that you would be giving to those other women by not stepping into those shoes, by not becoming and emulating her? Melissa says, sometimes I've caught myself worrying about what additional expectations will become a reality if I'm successful. Will I be able to handle that then? Yeah, that's huge, right? We can be afraid. And here's the thing. Most of the time, those worries are just our fears trying to keep us safe. It's like saying, well, when I work full time, maybe I'll be answering too many messages from my team. Maybe I'll have to do too many meetings. Maybe this. But here's the truth. You get to decide what your truth is. You get to decide what your lifestyle is. You get to decide all of it. And that kind of comes with healthy boundaries, right? And really like design, like life by design, creating a life that serves you and allows you to serve the world. So for me, I build very strong boundaries around because I have serious health issues, right? So my higher level self, she coaches on a very high scale. But she takes Mondays, not Mondays off, but she doesn't do trainings on Mondays. She doesn't do meetings and calls on Mondays because she knows on Mondays she's getting shit done, right? Like she's anchoring it all out. And I have found this practice works very, very well for me and allows me to move at the level that I need to move for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. My higher level self, my friends, she also scales back on Fridays. And this is the thing, like when we get out of living for other people and we start living for ourselves and stepping into these next levels, we get to define what that looks like, right? We get to create the life of our dreams. We get to tell the universe to blow our minds with like everything that we get to receive, but we have to be open to receiving and we have to start to understand who it is we aspire to be. Lisa says, my higher level self, Lisa, has a 6-figure income supporting her family financially. Her husband has retired. I'm a strong leader for my team. I have excellent time management, and now I teach others how to do the same. I am brave, fierce, and unstoppable. And frickin' hell yeah, right? You are all of those things already. And let's dig into that a little bit more because I see this 6-figure business owner coming up a lot. And likely your higher level self derives a higher level income, right? And so whether that's 6 figures or it's just consistently making $2,000 a month, whatever that is, what I want you to know and what I want you to work back from is I want you to start to ask yourself, what are the daily habits? What are the things that my higher level self does in order to attain those things? Because it is a mindset issue, but it's also something that we need to put into action. Your higher level self, she thinks a different way. She acts a different way. She shows up a different way. She has less excuses because she knows she already has that confidence piece. And so for me this year, I am stepping into the 7-figure CEO role. Am I there yet? No, not even freaking close, but who cares? Because I believe that that is possible for my life. And I believe that the stronger I can connect to who that 7-figure business owner is, the quicker and easier I will get there. So for me, a 7-figure business CEO, she has a team behind her. She's not a one-woman show. She has a team. So I've made a large investment in my team. She has incredible coaches. So I've made massive investments in coaches. But it doesn't necessarily mean like you need to spend money. It could be simple things like the decisions that you make on a daily basis. So your 6-figure self knows that she goes live and she trains her team once a week. And so when it comes time to roll around and you're like, okay, I'm supposed to go live, but I got a bit of a headache. I don't really feel good. The kids are bugging me, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll do it later. You stop, you check yourself and you say, you know what? Would 6-figure Lisa make this decision or would she make this decision? And when you step into that 6-figure Lisa role, all of a sudden the decisions become different. And that's where the shifts happen and that's where the transformation happens. Because if you start being her, inevitably you are going to become her, right? She makes different decisions, and those decisions are what unlocks the future and the potential inside of her life. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with everybody? What questions do you have? How are you going to show up differently to become her? How are you going to show yourself that this is possible for you? Because I know it is. It's possible for every single one of you, but it really does come down to those little decisions that you make day in and day out, and the excuses that we allow ourselves to have. Your next level self does not to succumb to all of those excuses, right? She's bigger than her excuses. She knows better, and she knows what's on the other side of them. She also doesn't doubt herself in the same way that you do right now. And we all do, you guys. What I need you to know is that every single time you step into that next level you, or every single time you start to calibrate to that next level you are going to be like, with the fears, with the doubts, with the limiting beliefs, with all of it. When I very first started coaching, no, that's not true. When I very first started building my own coaching business, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And then I spun my wheels for an entire year. And I don't know whether it was fear, whether it was the unknown. Yeah, it was fear, right? Like and you know what? I did a lot of incredible things in that year. I built my podcast. I started a mailing, like in my email list. I did lots of free training. I connected with a lot of incredible women. So I did build some foundational pieces, but I didn't sell anything, right? Which means I didn't actually step into a coaching shoes. And when I very first started working with another coach, a next level coach, what she said to me, she's like, Lori, what's holding you back? You have this, and she's like, you already have this community that's engaged with you, that's like responding to you. What is holding you back? And I said to her, I don't know if people in network marketing will spend money on me. Like, I don't know that they're willing to invest in coaching. And she didn't look at me because we're on the phone. Well, actually, we're on Zoom. So she looked at me, she's like, what proof do you have to back that up? She's like, because you just spent thousands and you're in network marketing, and you have over the years. And she's like, and I was in network marketing and I did this, and you know, this person in network marketing then invested in this way. It was just my fears. Like keeping me small, right? Not letting me take that next step to becoming who I was meant to be. And literally, she was like, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to sell. We kind of came up with it together. And within 2 weeks, I launched my very first mastermind program, and I had 7 women come inside. 7 women who proved everything that I was believing and fearing to be wrong. And I will always be grateful to those 7 women, because they showed me what was possible and what women were like willing to do and believe and trust. I love this. Tracy says, if we can earn $250, we can earn $2,500. Sorry, it moved. We can earn $250,000. It's all energy exchange. This is awesome, right? Money is just a flow of energy. It's nothing more than that. And if somebody else out there is making that money, then why not you? Why not you, right? You are just as capable. You are just as incredible. And again, you're not here to be average, right? Like, you are here to expand, to grow, to offer your gifts to the world. Melissa says, one thing I have noticed is that the feeling of anxiety / overwhelm too is strongest when the gap between what I know is next level and what I'm actually doing is out of alignment. Huge, right? You need to start listening to your intuition and your gut, those little nudges that you get every single day, because those are the universe sending you magical little ideas. And when you do, when you listen to them, when you lean into them, you'll all of a sudden open up all of these possibilities, and you'll all of a sudden start to become your next level you even quicker. But you do need to define and know who she is, what qualities she has, what decisions she makes, so that it makes it easier for you to make decisions as the you are today, to step into that next level her. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. I love it. Lisa's calling out Jamie Lynn. She's like, this is something we will work on, calling out our excuses. And that's the thing you need to ask, because here's the thing, an excuse, it's not a negative thing. It's a real thing, right? Almost every single excuse that you can come up with has some warrant. Your kids could be sick. You could be feeling sick. You could be a little bit run down. Like maybe you do have a house renovation that is like taking a lot of time and energy, but again, it's just an excuse, right? Your higher level self would do it anyways. She would do it anyways because she would know that this is what leads to success. This is that next step to getting the success that she knows. And she knows, she trusts in what comes next, right? She's like, if I want to make these 6 figures, then these are the things that I need to do. And no freaking excuse is going to get into the way. But you need to start calling yourselves on these excuses and start rising above them and knowing that they are just your body holding you back. I love this. Kelly says, my higher level self is a master of her daily habits. She lays her head down at night full of peace and contentment and assurance that her successful days lead to successful weeks, and so on and so on and so on. She lives what she believes, and she earns a minimum of $10,000 per month as a non-negotiable floor. All her greatness is duplicatable because everyone deserves to find their own greatness and achieve their dreams. Well, that needs to be on a postcard. That was amazing. Tracy says, you do realize we will want a new workshop to keep going on this every month. And you guys, what I need you to know is this right here, what we're doing right now, is the very first training inside the shift. So if you love this, if you're like, give me more of this, come into the shift, because what we're going to do inside the shift is step into that next level self. But first, we're going to heal our limiting beliefs. We are going to overcome the excuses that hold us back. We are going to like shed all of that shit, like all of that stuff that weights us down and tells us that we're less than and holds us back and all the things. We are going to become better than that. We're going to rise above it. One of the days, what did I call it? Rising from our own ashes. Like let's get rid of all that bulky weight that's holding us down and let's be. Like, honestly, I think sometimes we wait, right? Like we think, you know what? Next Monday, I'll be my higher level self, or I will step into her once I start earning XYZ a month, or once I start building a team, then I will I'll step into that next level of self, next level of leadership, whatever it is. But what if you just decided to start today? What if you made one decision and one action that aligned with who she is, right? Maybe that decision is coming into the shift and investing in yourself and investing in your business. Maybe that decision is reaching out to your upline and saying, hey, I want this. Can you help me get there? Can you give me the steps to get there? Maybe it is finding what I love that Nancy and Anna are calling a power partner, somebody that you want to pace with and move with and talk with every single day, someone that will call you on your bullshit and someone that will like push you to be bigger and better and also show you what is possible by what they are doing. What if you just take that step today? Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not next week, today, right? Because we can talk ourselves out of almost everything. And timing is one of the biggest things that waters down our beliefs and our dreams. And so do it today. What are you going to do today? Emily says, how do we overcome legit limits without burning out? Can you give me like a little bit more of an example on what you mean on that, Emily? You might need time, like time limits. Yes, shift. I feel like the name of the shift is literally the best name possible. We are literally going to shift who we are and how we show up. Just waiting. No more. 3-year-old twins. Well, I can tell you, and you know what? No, I'm not going to give you a personal example because whatever it is. But what I will say is, Emily, I can't remember if you were in from hobby to business, but here's what I need you to know. When you decide when you're going to work your business, and then you decide what you're going to do inside of that time frame, and then you just actually show up and you do those things, it gets done. That was not a very diverse statement, but like, we can all do it. You've got 3-year-old twins. At one point I had a 1, 2, and 3-year-old. Someone out there has like even more, like 6 children. Someone out there has a full-time job that works 12 hours a day. These are just things. So you figure out what to do around that. You get up at 5 a.m. and you work your business before the twins are even awake. I'm not calling you out, but you asked, so you know what I mean. You figure out what it's going to take if you want to be her badly enough, right? When I was working full time and I had the boys were little. When I went back to work full time, I was commuting an hour to and from work. The boys were 1, 2, and 3. And I literally was like, okay, the only time, because I would an hour drive and an hour home, and then, you know, the supper routine and the bath routine and the bed routine. By the end of that, I was done. My brain did not work. So there was no way for me to work my business in the evening. And that's just I'm actually not really a night person anyways. So I would get up at the crack of dawn and get in an hour or 2 inside my business before the rest of the house was awake. And I conditioned my kids that if they woke up, that they knew that that was mommy's time to work. And I've heard a lot of moms tell me that this wouldn't work, but I know it works. They would literally be playing at my feet with like dinky cars, and I would be working and focusing, and they knew that was okay. And I also like would get Wayne on board and say, this is what I need. A lot of the times the people, like if you feel like you don't have a support system, we need to say our goals out loud. We need to say our dreams out loud, and we need to tell people. They need to know what it is that we're working towards so that they can back us up. When I was in the very beginning of my business, I just kind of told Wayne, this is going to be something that's fun. It's going to be like a little bit of hobby. I'll make a little bit of money here and there. And then I wondered why he wasn't supporting my dreams. Well, I hadn't even told him my dreams, right? This thing that I said was going to be a little bit of a hobby, a little bit of like mad money. Well, I started to work it like it was an actual like job, and he wasn't on board with me because I had never told him, right? I just assumed he knew. Love it. Diana says, I have 4 kiddos and my youngest is 3. I wake up at 5:45 to work my biz from 6 to 7 a.m. I start breakfast at 7:10 a.m. and do morning routine. Sorry. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. After I was in my car accident, I could only have, like, I was in so much pain. Like, I can't even describe what my life was like at that time, but it took all of my energy to get to my specialist appointments. The boys, again, were still 1, 2, and 3. And they would go off to, I would like drag myself out of bed to get them to daycare every single morning with Wayne. And then I would go back to sleep for like 2 to 3 hours because it was the only way I could function. I would go to a specialist appointment, and I had 15-minute snippets throughout the day that if I was lucky, I could work my business. And that was the year. And that was like that for 2-3 years. I mean, it got better and I got more time, but like sometimes, you guys, I would go to sleep and like lay down on the couch and close my eyes in the afternoon and wake up 4 hours later, just because that was what my brain and my body needed. I had no intention of that. And so I would work my business in 15-minute snippets. I think when we're really busy, we just need to be more intentional, right? With our time. Our time matters more. So there's less scrolling. There's more like you get in, you get out, you do your things, but you ask yourself, what activities is it that my higher level self would do? Yeah, right? Ginger says, eye opener for me. Hubby called me on this. He had no idea and is so excited for us now. Bounces off ideas now. Game changer for us. It's so true. Tell people what you want out of this life, and and give them the opportunity to support you. If they don't, whatever. We won't allow them to be an excuse, but give them the opportunities to support you. They may just surprise you at the end of the day. And so you guys, what I want you to do is a little bit of a piece of homework for this is I want you to head into a piece of paper, and I want you to Write out everything that's on your heart and on your soul for your higher level self. What does she look like? What does she do? And I want you to create a visual for yourself that will remind you that this is what you're stepping into today. Today. Okay, so maybe for me, it's Post-it notes that are near my mirror inside my bathroom. So I wake up in the morning, I see them. I go for my shower and I get ready, I see them. These reminders, these daily visual reminders, continue to help me up my game, to continue to tell me to step into that next level of self. And so I want you to write it out. I want you to really get to know her. Get to know her. And then I want you to start making decisions like you are her already. And then you will become her naturally, okay? And this is going to be a magical, magical process for so many of you because there's so many shifts and so many transformations that happen inside of like this growth. But just the simple realization that you get to be the one that determines who you are and how you show up inside this world, and that there are no limitations on you, there are no ceilings. What are your thoughts on naming her? I would name her, like if your name's Melissa, I would name her Melissa, but you could do Melissa 2.0, right? Mine is just like, I call her the CEO. So I guess it could be something like that, because for me, I've been an entrepreneur and I've been a business owner for years, but I've never been a CEO. And so for me, 2021 is all about becoming the CEO. So yeah, like if that gives you power, if that gives you energy, have at her. Anything that gets you to like believe in her. And if you're not yet in the shift and this is speaking to you and this is like, Lori, this is my message, this is meant for me, come. Join us. We are going to shed who we used to be. We are going to heal all of the things that have held us back for years, and we are going to become bigger than our excuses. And for me, even the simple act of coaching on mindset is me overcoming my limiting beliefs, telling myself that, for a year or so that people only wanted strategy out of me. People only want to come to this. But you know what, my friends? I am not here to just teach strategy. Strategy will happen inside every single one of my workshops, every single one of my trainings, every single program that I run, because I love strategy and I can talk it till I'm blue in the face, but mindset is my life's purpose. Showing you guys who you have the potential to be, helping you live out your purpose in this world, that like sets my soul on fire. Oh, I like that. So this is amazing. I've worked on this for my fitness goals, but not to this extent. Bigger than our excuses. Can't strategize without the shift. Right? Strategy is always going to come into play. I can always teach you how to work your business. But like, if you have these mental blocks, you're never going to get past the ceiling that you have already set for yourself, those expectations that you have set for yourself. Remember, we can never outperform our own expectations of ourselves. So first, we need to change those. We need to know what is possible for ourselves. We need to believe it. And it needs to fire us up, right? Like thinking about your higher level self and making decisions like her should get you to want to hop up on a chair, shake it out and do a dance. And that's another thing that I do, you guys, is I dance it out. Like when I'm starting a training and I've got the music, that is just as much for me as it is for you. It raises my vibration. It raises my energy, and songs speak to me on an internal level. And maybe that's just ridiculous, but whatever works for you works for you. And that's what works for me. Songs, sometimes I'm just oh. Yeah, Tracy says, when the teacher is ready, the students appear. And the alternative to that, and something one of my clients said to me last week, was when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And for years, she has been working inside of her business and never invested in anything more and never really wanted more. But when she started to want more, she found one of my programs and is completely exploding and blowing the roof off of it because she was ready, right? I have no rhythm. I have no rhythm either. Yeah, it takes the live nerves away too. It does. Yeah, it's true, Melissa. I don't feel like I need to fill the wait for people with words. Just dance. We just dance, 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 dance. Okay, you guys, that's it for me today. So excited that so many of you joined me on this training. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And if you want in on the shift, I will post it. I'll post a link into the comments here. You can also find it inside the guides or units, whatever this group is calling it right now. And if you end up watching this on IG, because I am going to put it onto my IGTV, it is in my profile to join us. It's the pre-work starts next week, and then it's going to be magical. There are shifts that are going to happen inside the shift. Yeah, baby. All right, friends, I will talk to you soon. Thank you for joining me today. Mwah! Love you.